I'd called Carl Phillips and told him I had to buy a present. Carl was one of the biggest wholesale jewelers in St. Louis. I was a few minutes early, but I knew he'd be there.
Mike, good to see you. Come in.
Keep moving, don't turn around. This is a holdup. Move over there. Put your hands on the counter, and don't get curious. $56, $57, $58, $59, $60.
Back there. Lie down. Keep your eyes on the floor.
All right, Phillips. Where's that shipment of diamonds you were sending out?
In the vault.
Get up and open it.
Better do it, Carl.
Open it.
Open it. We know that time lock is released at 9:01. That's everything.
Let's get out of here. Can I?
It was nearly 10 minutes before I came to. By that time, the hold-up men had disappeared. Someone had called the police. I recognized Lieutenant Hendricks.
How do you feel, Mike?
Okay. How's Phillips?
Crushed his skull. He's dead. How many guys were involved?
2.
You well enough to visit our mugroom?
I figure I owe them something. Let's go. It was 2 hours later. I had looked at 500 photographs Lieutenant Hendricks had brought in from the mug room. I was beginning to wonder whether the murderer was a new face or if he had a previous record. I was getting tired. My ribs ached and my head was on fire. And a picture rang a bell. It was one of the men. Here's one of them.
Lauren Dane. Pretty good record. Started when he was 16. Did he...
Kill Phillips? No, it was the other one.
Riley, Lanyard just identified Lauren Dane. Take over. Got kind of tired, Mike. Want to knock off for a while?
Oh, let's keep going.
How about some fresh coffee?
Yeah, might help. Here's the other one. Joe Reed, age 39.
Riley, the other guy's Joe Reed. Well, thanks, Mike. It may take us a little while to catch up with Dane and Reed. Meantime, don't leave town. I'll need you again, you know.
I'm not leaving town. I've got something to do.
Look, this is our job. Don't butt in. We've known each other a long time, but if you get in our way, I'll have you picked up.
All right, John. You better do it now. Phillips was a friend of mine. He opened that vault for them. They had no reason to kill him.
Mike? Take it easy.
Okay. The record on Joe Reed's picture said he was paroled from prison 2 years ago. The next day, I made a date to see the warden. I had an idea, and the starting point was with the warden. The warden had everything ready for me. For a second, I was surprised. Then he told me that before I telephoned, Lieutenant Hendricks had called to tell him he could expect me. He said that Hendricks okayed giving me any information I needed. I wanted to know any visitors Reed had had, anyone with whom he had corresponded. The warden gave me the records he had. I came up with 6 names. 4 I didn't know. 2 I knew from way back. I thanked the warden and headed for the city and Lieutenant Hendricks.
Hello, Mike.
Hi, John. Thanks for making it easy for me with Warden Shaw.
I told you to lay off.
I told you I wouldn't. Now, do we do it your way or mine?
What's your approach?
Reed's prison record showed 6 names. Bentley and Novak I know. Who's this Nancy St. Clair?
Well, I know everybody on the list but Nancy St. Clair. So?
We'll split the list. You take the first 3, I'll take the others.
You know better than that. Can't make a deal with you no matter what your reason is.
Look, John, I'll settle for 3 or I'll go for 6. The hard way.
Let me think it over. Call me tomorrow, about 5, unless you need me sooner. Oh, Mike. Like I always say, take it easy.
I'll keep in touch with you. The Berea Theater was a flea joint. An electrician told me Nancy St. Clair was on stage doing her routine. From the sound of the audience, she was a hit. He said her dressing room was number 3. She'd be finished in a few more minutes. Carry on. Don't mind me.
Who are you?
My name's Lanyard.
Never heard of you. What are you peddling?
I want some information. When was the last time you saw Joe Reed?
Not since they put him away. You a cop?
Where did you first meet him?
Be a nice guy. I don't want to get involved in anything.
You knew him well enough to ride him at least once a week.
We were pen pals. You hungry?
He's back in town.
I feel like Chinese food. There's a place around the corner that's not bad, if you like lots of bean sprouts.
Don't tell me he never called you.
Sure, he called me a couple of times. But I haven't seen him. I don't know where he is. I lost interest.
Did you tell him that?
Sure. I slammed the phone in his face. Who needs his troubles? Look, do you want to get something to eat? Or do you want to stand around and talk all day? I got 4 more shows to do.
You said you didn't want to be involved. Clamming up is the easiest way to get involved.
I don't point like a bird dog either. You wanted a statement? I gave it to you. He called me. I told him I wasn't interested. I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him, and I don't want to see him.
End of statement. You're not hard to find. Maybe I'll be back. Lieutenant Hendricks, please. Hello, John. Here's Mike. Did Novak file a complaint? We didn't, then. What news on Dane and Reed? You think they've left town?
Well, nobody answering that description has bought any tickets on a train, plane, or a bus. If they left town by automobile, the television, radio, and newspaper stories probably took them off the road. No, I think they're holed up someplace.
That makes sense. I'll check with you. Huh? Sure, I'll take it easy. While Hendricks checked his list, I decided to tag Nancy. I wanted to know every move she made, who visited her or who she visited. Nothing much happened. She stayed in her apartment most of the time. Once she came out to mail a letter. She had no visitors. The next day began like the others, only Nancy was late. Then I saw an expensive automobile pull up. I didn't pay much attention until Nancy came out of her apartment and got in the car. I figured maybe something new had been added. I called Hendricks. I gave him the license number of the car and asked him to check it. I wanted to know who owned it. He said he'd do it right away and meet me at my hotel. Who is it?
Hendricks.
Well, come in.
Hi, Mike.
All right. Sit down.
Thanks.
I didn't expect you so soon.
Well, it doesn't take long to check a license number.
Who owns it?
Registered to a fellow by the name of Murray Fitch.
Fitch, huh?
Yeah.
Should I know him?
Well, you've been away for a while. Here's a little rundown on him. 5'9", weighed 185 pounds, bald-headed, ruddy complexion. Had 5 arrests. 3 times picked up as suspect in selling stolen merchandise, once charged with stealing 3 trucks from a distributor. Another time as a suspect involving assault and carrying a deadly weapon. Always acquitted.
Quite a guy, this Murray Fitch.
Yep.
What are we waiting for?
Never could make a charge stick.
It'll be different this time.
Easy, Mike. There's no law about keeping a date with a girl.
I don't need a law. I'll take care of him.
That won't work. Next time I take Fitch in, I want it to be the last. I think he's mixed up in this Phillips thing, but thinking isn't enough. No, his lawyer would have him out before I could check him in. Where you going?
Back to see Nancy St. Clair. You look like you fell off the runway.
This is my home. Now you get out of here.
Getting ready for a trip?
What do you want from me?
Some answers. All in one.
But I've already told you. I don't know where Joe Reed is.
End of statement, I remember.
Look, I've got to get out of here.
Where you're going won't be exactly a vacation.
You're not making any sense.
Maybe you understand a different type of language.
Look, you're all wrong. I don't know where Joe Reed is.
When did you first meet him?
About 4 years ago. I was working on a joint called the Golden Horn. You didn't have any choice. You met all the customers.
And?
Joe and I went around for a while, and then he got in trouble. He went to jail, and he wrote me letters, and I answered.
What happened when he got out?
I've already told you. He telephoned me. I didn't see him. I figured I'd had enough trouble. It was just too much.
How about Laura and Dane?
Never heard of him.
Novak?
Friend of Joe's. That's all I know. That's the whole story.
Let's talk about Murray Fitch.
I don't know.
No wonder you get bruises on the face.
Please, you're going to get me into a lot of trouble.
You're already in trouble. What about Fitch?
All right. He called me last night. He mentioned familiar names. I never knew him before. He had me picked up this morning.
Keep going.
He knew you were looking for Joe Reed. Novak must have told him. Fitch wanted to know what I told you. He said that you were a tough guy. But he said he was tougher. Then he hit me and gave me some money and told me I needed a vacation. Honest, that's all I know.
I think maybe it is.
Please, I'm scared. What'll I do?
Take it easy. Keep your door locked. Oh, that's it, John. I'm pretty sure she was telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see nothing happens to her.
Good.
Here's Fitch's address.
This time I want to go along with your rules. But I want Joe Reed. I haven't forgotten Phillips.
There's room in the squad car for one more. Hello, Fitch.
What's this all about?
You'll find out. Want to take a look around?
Sure.
You got a warrant or something?
Yeah. You ought to know better than to get yourself mixed up in something like this.
You tell me, what's the beef?
Did your house get smooth?
I haven't even had a weekend visitor. What's the matter with you guys? Who are you?
Michael Lanyard.
Who'd you think was living with me? You said I was entertaining guests? Who? Tell me who.
Lauren Dane and Joe Reed.
Oh, that's for the birds.
Let's go. The mistake you made was getting involved with those two jokers.
I didn't touch them, believe me.
Where are they?
I don't know.
We're wasting our time.
Talk to my lawyer. I keep my mouth shut, understand?
Your lawyer can wait. You want to get tough with women? Like Nancy St. Clair?
I didn't hurt her. She had an accident. She fell getting out of my car.
Come off it. Where can we find Dane and Reed?
How should I know? I refuse to have anything to do with them.
Keep talking.
I told them to go someplace else, understand? That's all I did. I'm clean.
Okay. Where are they?
They're still in the city. If I tell you, will you forget about me?
Don't make a deal with me. Talk to him.
Okay. Okay, I'm clean. I only heard, understand?
Where are they?
59th Street, Handlet Hotel. Let me give you a tip. They said they'd never be caught alive. Understand?
Hendricks made no deal with Fitch. He booked and charged him as the fence in the Phillips holdup. When we got to the Handlin Hotel, I reminded him that Joe Reed was my man for a very special reason. Carl Phillips.
Stairs lead to the roof.
That's it.
Must be asleep. I got a key in the door. I must have a chair or something wedged against the door. They got a phone in there?
Go.
Knock on the door. Tell them Murray Fitch wants to talk to him on the phone.
Murray who?
Fitch.
Who is it?
Mr. Lawrence.
What do you want?
There's a Mr. Fitch, a Murray Fitch on the phone. He wants to talk to you.
Tell him to hang on. I'll be right there.
Joe,
What's wrong?
Murray's on the phone. Maybe he's got our dough.
It's about time.
Joe, if it's Murray, tell him to come on. I want to get out of this hole.
Okay.
Who's top man?
You're killing me. No more. Murray Fitch. You planned the whole job. Me and Lauren. We got a cut.
Murray Fitch, huh? It'll stick this time.
Like I always said, I'm glad you didn't take it easy. Come on. Well, Lauren Dane's dead. Joe Reed signed everything. Mr. Fitch will be away for a long time. Even his lawyer recommended he plead guilty.
That's great. What about Nancy St. Clair?
Well, she's okay. She decided to go back home. It's quite a switch.
Well, that's that, huh?
Hank, how'd you like to take a test for the force?
Thanks a lot. But I couldn't stay in one place long enough.
Like I always say,
I know. Take it easy. You too.